played it myself. So this is going to be interesting to see how mindfuckery this game can get. So we have to enter the time. 2:01 p.m. Your favorite time of day. I mean, not really. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 2:01 p.m. is. Let's use our slider to find out. How accurate is 2:01 p.m.? I mean, it's inaccurate now because it's 2:02 p.m. So sure. So let's go inaccurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I have a great time adjusting these settings. Then learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but I've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can convince some new sliders to gather new data on you. Sure. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let's swap a couple of new ones up. Sure, ready next time you boot up the game. Now I kind of want to reset to see what these new sliders are. But no, we're actually going to play the game. Because that would be a bit weird. Alright, let's do this. As I said, I've seen this being played, but I've not really played it myself, and this game can get kind of mindfuckery, which is I kind of like mindfuckery games. Also, the end is never the end, or never the end is never, whichever your preference is.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We're not going to skip most of the cutscenes.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Sounds like Homer Simpson's job. Do you remember when Homer Simpson became too fat to work? So he had to do it from home and he had to like press buttons. Where's my tab? Or pick up? Or press any key? Where's the any key? I don't see any key.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I mean, that's your version of happiness, right?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company.
Do people say hi to him? I don't know.
This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
I mean, it sounds like it.
Solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So now we have control. I hate Mondays. That's a mood.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I like work. I just hate my boss. That's also a mood.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I like all these cups. Yeah, there's no one here. Like, literally no one. Also, this office is weird. Like, weirdly set up. In terms of, like...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure. Did that close behind me? It did. Yeah. Okay, what have we got here?
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So we have a schedule. Do not alter if I consult a whiteboard manager. Rip Franz. Oh no, Franz died. Get Chris targets. Push for funding for R&D for new coffee machine, which is done. Standardized graphs 40 times wide, not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper synergizing guy. Okay. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Complete today's unfinished agenda items right next to today's agenda reflect. Please, no more charts. I mean, for us, Circle 21 find you love it, boss, for like the triplicate. I don't know. I don't know what. Fill out in triplicate. I don't know what triplicate is. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another dungeon employee, remember it takes two people to start a fight, and right now you're both of them. I mean, that's actually kind of right. What are your dreams for the future? Metamorphosis, plant life, less air. I feel one of those is not correct. Tips for not getting fired. Don't get fired. I mean, that's pretty good, yeah. Also, talk less. Oh, let it ball up inside you, take it out passively and aggressively, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Okay. You slice to sure everything is okay. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs? Graphs about things and money. Sure. Violet James, you are fired. Wait, what? What did I say? I said happy feelings. Oh, come on. What's wrong with happy feelings? Unless a person is like, unless a person's called Violet and her surname is James, which you know is a possibility. Let's get the broom closet ending, because I didn't know that.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
So I did know about some of the endings. One of the endings is the broom closet ending.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
No, I'm teabagging. I'm teabagging in the broom closet.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
No, I'm not doing nothing. I'm literally teabagging in a broom closet. That's my explanation. I'm teabagging in a broom closet.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom
Okay, I'll stop doing that now.
you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Well, technically, you didn't mention it. I just walked in it.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
I mean, my favorite ending is the broom closet ending. I would boast about that. That would be something I would do. And I hope my friends find that concerning because it's...
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I mean, sure. Why not?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
No, I'm still alive. Hold on. Ow. Yeah, still alive.
When a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead.
No, I'm still alive.
To any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
Physiological vulnerabilities is pretty good description, though.
Of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming.
The history of narrative tropes in video gaming is interesting.
Of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I mean, I don't want to, but sure.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Well, about that.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
I don't own a monkey. Or a monkey.
You can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay, sure. That's fun.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, downstairs is red, so I don't want to go down. I'm going to actually obey most of the things that he says this round. But we'll get to the more creepy endings soon enough. The beige pages. I like it. Wait. Okay, fine.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
I can't play the piano, I'm sad.
The keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from
How many
him.
bottles of wine does one person need?
Had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay, fine.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I don't like how dark this is. Well, I guess I have no choice but to press the red button. Teabagging in an elevator. Probably a bad idea to do that. Probably shouldn't teabag in an elevator.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Oh, now he does this?
He feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But escape! Fine.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did
I mean, that is a lot of television screens. Like, how many television screens are there?
To find out.
There's a lot. Like, can you imagine how much this would cost in real life? To do? It would be insane.
Now the monitors jump to life. Their true nature revealed.
There's only really two fired people in it.
Of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Weird, huh? Like, can you imagine if, like, a big, massive office like this had that?
This mind control facility, it It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I mean, sure, I guess.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It
Now
was
I'm spinning
unthinkable.
around in
Wasn't it?
them.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I mean, probably.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I guess so. Boop. Now we're playing No Man's Sky.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I mean, possibly.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Except your
Freedom
command.
was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Happiness?
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation.
And now I've lost control.
Possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Were they?
And Stanley was happy.
Okay, so that's the good ending. So let's fuck everything up now. Let's do some other weird endings. So we got the broom closet ending as well on top of that, but that doesn't count as an ending. Or maybe it does. I actually don't know. So now,
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I can't remember
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
where
he
it
couldn't
was.
find a trace of his co-workers.
I thought it was back there that you could do this. But I thought you could. I thought you could, but you can't. I thought you could go up on the desks. Never mind. Alright, let's do a bit messing about, alright. Now we've got the good ending, let's disobey him totally.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So we're gonna go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yes, truly a
Yeah, well,
really
I want a
worth
cold
admiring.
drink.
It had really been worth the detour after all. just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Fuel.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Coffee nut. Everyone drinks coffee here. No tea? I'm sad that there's no tea.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Warning, do not jump from cargo lift while its emotion will cause death. Penalty for misusing cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Well, can you pay something posthumously? I don't know.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Uh-huh.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger. Danger everywhere. I had to take a screenshot of that. Of danger everywhere. Because, you know, it's danger everywhere. Do not stand on this side of the fence. Ha 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 ha. No buckets past this point, sure.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I'm going to disobey you. I'm going to go through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I want to go through the blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Yes.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires.
Elucidate is a good word.
What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I mean, I can't talk.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking.
Now, are you scaling it as in 5 is good or 1 is good? I'm gonna say 1 is good.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations. You saw ways the game could be
okay.
to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's
Sorry.
not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide leaderboard. Good old Neil is offline. Good old Neil is first. Where are we? I have to find out where we are. We are very last. This is you. We are very last. You are objectively ranked 9,328th. I mean, why not ask for some friends for help? Error, friends list is empty. Whoops. Well, I did a thing. I guess I. What if I go to the other doors? I kind of don't want to.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No. 1.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Yes.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, it's like perfect. Let me put it up on the loading screen.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Uh-huh.
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course,
Sure.
the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Yeah, so he's not wrong. You do literally have to play it for 4 hours before he says anything, but we're gonna let the baby die. Bye, baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me.
It's still alive. It's still over there.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
I mean, sure.
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower.
I don't like the word creep tower. Creep
Yes,
tower
that
is
must
not
be it. What a
the right
fascinating
thing to say
venture into the
here.
experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
So what have we got? We've got Clorox bleach. We have a typewriter. We can go outside. That's cool. Oh. I tried to be smart and go around the other way. That's what I get for being smart, I guess.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What? What can't it be? Should I follow the path?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Oh, shit.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
Yeah, but
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's
I'm
find
stuck
another
here.
game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Jonesy Lake. Well, I can't go that way, but...
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh, we're switching games again. Whoa. Is this Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
Ah, went close.
Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I mean,
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh,
I'm
what
renaming
fun.
Rocket League to
We should
Sports
run the
Ball.
bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, I'm playing Rocket League now. Let's play Rocket League. Okay, sure. I am playing Rocket
Are
League.
you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
It literally
Stanley,
has the Rocket League
and I realize I'm not a sports
thing on
optimist,
it.
but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports
Oh, please put
experience.
multi-ball in.
I'm going to try.
Please put multi-ball
Here comes
in
another
Rocket
ball.
League.
Yes. Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it?
Well, I can't hit
Stanley,
two
I'm like
balls.
a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Oh god. That'd be a lot of balls. I haven't scored a goal yet. I want to score a goal. There we go. I scored.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
I mean,
Well, I sure
technically.
hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right.
Aw.
Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you.
Uh-huh.
Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes,
I mean,
that's what
technically.
I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with... Hold on. What are you doing?
Shit, I didn't know that you could do this. I just fell into the goal.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come.
Well, now I'm somewhere. I didn't mean to fall through the goal. I didn't think you could do that. And now I'm in a very dark corridor. It's like I'm playing Resident Evil or something. Am I stuck here? I'm probably stuck here. Wherever here is, I'm not entirely sure. I literally can't see anything. I'm maybe this was a bad idea. Yeah, I'm definitely stuck. I feel I'm 110% stuck. Oh, wait a minute. This is the game. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is the. Oh, okay. I think. Oh, well, we're going towards the light. Whatever the light is, we're going towards it. Maybe we shouldn't go towards it, but I am. Now I feel I'm 100%.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
I mean,
He'll
probably.
understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the
Chaos.
confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Sure.
I can wait.
I can't move. There we go. Well, that was a fun one. That was interesting. I know there's an ending if you just wait in the office. Or is there? I thought there was.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I definitely thought there was an ending where you could glitch out of the window, but I don't know how to do it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, sure. I'll get the ending where
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I want to see if I can get. Oh yeah, no, that is Mario's hand. That 100% is Mario's hand. Per panda. Anyway, let's listen to some elevator music. Why not? What can go wrong here? I had to take a screenshot of this. Because that's Mario. That's Mario.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Calming New Age music. I do like the calming New Age music subtitle.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I thought I actually pressed up when I realized I couldn't press up.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I want to see if I can get the. I don't know if I can do it here.
Tonight's
Oh,
room
there we
is
go.
in an enormous room
Did
packed
it.
with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development.
Uh-huh.
When it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending. That enhances your perception
The
of
bottom of the
value
mind
these
control
updates.
ending.
Isn't that what you crave? New content?
No.
Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are.
Yay, I'm
We call
special.
this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good song title name.
Good job. You did it. Good job.
It is. I think that is actually the narrator singing.
Good job. You made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful.
Oh, listen, I wanted to see if I could do it.
Used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams.
Really? So.
Anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that guitar riff. Yeah, so you're partly, yeah, that was a thing. I thought there was an ending where if you stayed here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There definitely was one here. Oh well.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of
I don't know if that was funny.
effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Hustle?
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
I think 417's up here.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Why am I doing this?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
We're literally going around like trying to open all the doors.
Now, Now, back to door number 437.
Why am I doing this?
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I'm really feeling it.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh, this way.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
He's so excited for me to get this. I kind of want to do it though, just to make him happy.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow.
Yeah!
That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking? Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
I mean, it's white.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Very white.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No, I am not.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would you have taken the same idea, but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now, think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer?
I mean...
How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one.
I mean...
So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Yeah. I can't do anything. I think I have to restart. Yeah, I have to restart. Although I don't know, I don't know if there is a time limit for that, but yeah, that was another ending. I was wondering how to do that, and then I did it, so I'm glad I did it. Now I do what I see at the
All his
other.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Sure.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
Okay.
But the
I
truth
like
must
the
be
ES option
told,
more.
he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What
Gangly.
Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function.
My brain's
Which is
fine.
why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Oh, I can't move. Okay, fine. Oh, wait, what?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We'll go to the escape ending.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Kills the freeze. Where's Reese? Where's Reese? Reese likes using that phrase.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah, I saw what you're doing it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Sure? Did I die? No, I'm... Ow.
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
I mean,
Stanley
sure.
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, that's, well,
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
oh, I'm not dead, though.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Probably. Nature paintings. I do like nature paintings. Well, there's the credits. Technically, that means we beat the game. Technically, I guess. We find credits. I like the plinth for the office clock. That's a good plinth. Or is plinth the right word for that? I don't actually know. Oh, the freedom ending. We got that already. Monitor room elevator. Exit? Do I want to go to the exit? I don't know if I want to go to the exit. Oh. Huh. Zending levers. I don't think we got that. Oh, and trailers. So we basically find the dev room. We have the meeting room projectors as well. Huh. No, you can't. Okay. The apartment timer. Well, we haven't got to that yet. Fun. Yeah, Skin Dog. How's it going, man? We're just in a dev room. It's fine. I haven't broken the game multiple times already. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here now. There was an exit, I can't remember where it was. Oh, Kevin Brighting. Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Oh, good. Good to hear, man. And it's Friday. It's Friday. So hopefully you're having a good Friday. Weekend hype and all that jazz. Alright, let's get out of here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another.
Don't give me an
How
old
they
off
wish
switch.
to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I mean, sure, let's turn everything off. Why not? What can go wrong?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Ah.
Nintendo Switch. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be
Work for the weekend's always an interesting.
Choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
Devastation. Yeah, I know, right? But I mean, like, it's obviously depending on like a lot of people have to work at weekends now. That's just the way it is. Like I remember back like ages ago, there were barely anybody apart from like retail workers and stuff that worked weekends. Now everyone does.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Hopefully get away early. Yeah, I know, right? Hopefully. I mean, the thing about it is that
when Stanley came to a
obviously, you know, time goes depending on what you do. Obviously, time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew
Laptop at home and log on. Yeah.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Fair enough. Like it's
Wow. Yes. This room. What
just depends on what you do, and
gorgeous room.
and hopefully the time goes faster.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Sure, let's go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No, let's press this button. Yeah, that's a mid. Not a lot comes through, yeah. I know, man.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Well, I can't go any other way, so I have to go to the left.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Oh, fine.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yeah.
Let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right.
That's also mid whenever you're bored and you just...
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
You just sort of twiddle your thumbs and be like, hey, I can watch people on Twitch. Stick the earphones. Exactly. I don't like this.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
I mean,
Stanley, close your
I've seen this, so...
Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely Matrix.
So far off track, Okay, from the top.
Yeah, it's literally Matrix. I think this is the confusing ending. And we're back at the start again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I think I can now.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted.
Yeah, there's a lot more doors, mate.
Fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
Fourth wall is over there somewhere.
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Let's find the story. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger. Well, there's 5 doors, so let's go this way. This way. Oh, this is like a labyrinth thing. I hate it. I hate labyrinths. I hate mazes. Yeah, I don't think I'm making any particular progress. I feel like...
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Probably.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, well, narrator reset me. Sure.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering.
Yeah, it's worse.
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Sure.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work.
I win!
It really paid off, so good job.
Yay?
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
I mean,
some people
technically I didn't.
Square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Well, nope, the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Trademark.
Just follow the line.
A line's trademarked. How can you trademark a line? Can you I suppose you can't trademark a line, but you can trademark the word line? I don't know. Technically, I don't think that's correct. I guess we're following the line.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Yes.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
A bit?
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I mean, I shouldn't keep continually follow this line, but now I want you to continually follow the line.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Sure.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Sure. I'll be fine. It's just a fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
You're talking to a line.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Line betrayed us. Line betrayed us. Line Sama betrayed us. It drunk some betrayal.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh, over here? Okay, cool.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It is trademarked? Okay, fine. Well, it's gone. I guess that's good.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Are you sure?
Important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
Uh-huh.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. Starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Interesting logic.
Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh, this is the confusion ending.
What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Uh-huh.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Probably.
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I mean...
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. though they're
Why not
always
both?
saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh, literal, just reset it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, this is not right. This is 100% not right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Or is this right? It might be right.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
Oh, this is right.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I'm going downstairs this time.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Oh, yes.
Really, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh, I am flying.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
That's fucked up feeling.
I thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility.
I mean, there's no point in me continuing walking through these rooms, but I am.
Awake right now, as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
This is fine, meme?
I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Well.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Well.
Although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. In that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, we're dead. Again. That was fun. Wait, can I not? Huh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, new content? Sure.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. I mean, I went through here. Maybe I should have went through here. Maybe this is a bad idea.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley
More
Parable,
game.
delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we... Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I'm immediately like, what's going to happen here?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious.
Wow.
It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Sure. Oh, the jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I mean, I am going to do this. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. Huh.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Yes.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
Go ahead.
I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box.
I mean...
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for joining new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, you just reset me automatically. Okay. Well, that was the new content. Jumping and an elevator. Oh. Well, this is different.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
But can I? Okay, so do I go in? Sure. Let's go in the vent. Let's be sus. Maybe I shouldn't have vent it.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What, the vent, or...? Whoa. Am I playing Dark Souls now?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Oh man.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Nintendo Switch port?
Wow.
Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched. Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I was going to say, I don't think Stanley Parable won a BAFTA. But they literally didn't. It was The Last of Us, and then they were just like, I don't care about The Last of Us. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Ah, you can sit on this bench. No, you can't. No, I'm sad. Do I want to go to here?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now,
why let me Skyrim and Persona 3?
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Hey, I like the hour of elevator content. It's Persona 3. Ah, I can't break the memory zone. I wanted to break the memory zone. Don't ask me why I wanted to break the memory zone, I just did, okay?
Here's another moving passage. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
No, it wasn't.
It didn't need anything else. It didn't
Because
need
perfect would be
new
10 out of 10.
All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Nintendo Switch. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Why is this so apt for Final Fantasy VII? The serious room. Is the serious room serious? I want. People play games because they can do it. Since I don't know, the game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. Okay. I can't go into the serious room. I'm sad.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
The memory zone sounds like a fucking Mario world or something. Are we in Fallout?
Oh no, oh god no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, I bet you these were bad reviews.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
It feels weird being outside in this game. I guess we proceed on.
see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
Terse, that's a good word.
How much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Now it's becoming like philosophical to like game reviews and stuff. What's happening?
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Like these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time.
I kind of want to listen to see how far it goes with this.
Now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000
But I'm going to press the button now, because I'm not standing here.
And never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing that... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling...
I wonder what happens if you listen to him.
Flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe
I like the word of rumination and treatise.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Oh, the alternate choices theory.
By articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being. Then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've
erecting,
ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made...
I'm kind of fascinated by this theory. I want to hear it out.
This kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite. You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making...
Although my head's starting to hurt now.
First, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe.
I don't know what treatise means.
Manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone. It has a mouthfeel. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on.
Yeah, sorry.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works.
Yeah, probably should.
Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Yeah, sure.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation.
I seriously doubt that, but
that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas altering this particular review so that it reads as something more from the ashes of depravity. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
I was not...
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated.
Well, you told me not to press the button. I'm going to press the fucking button.
How do we get out of here? Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Oh, it is too.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls.
Sorry.
And there's Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Yes.
Don't you think that it's exactly the same as always?
Yes.
Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley.
Skip. I feel bad.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
Oh, finally he stopped. Did I kill the narrator? I killed the narrator. Oh, did I? Well, the skip button's alive again. There's no narrator, which is weird to have no narrator for this game. I mean, we'll have to pick skip now. See what happens. That's bad. I mean, I'm going to press it again.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said, "Enter."
No, sorry. Am I stuck here? I'm probably stuck here.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the.
Maybe I shouldn't have skipped. I feel bad now. Especially now because I'm stuck here. Oh, okay. Did I skip so far into the future that things got destroyed? That's usually a bad thing, right? Are we playing Fallout now? Oh, we have light! 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 I mean, how is the skip button still here? Have I skipped so far ahead that it just effectively killed everybody except myself? Oh wow. Ah. I'm effectively playing Fallout now. Oh god. Um I don't like this. Skip. I like this worse. Skip. Oh. Oh, I can go outside. I can go outside. Skip button are you broke? I think skip button's broke. Ah! Whoa! Now I'm playing Journey. The fuck? I'm playing Journey now. I feel it's a bad idea to move away from the building, but I don't. I kind of want to, just to see what will happen here. Oh, I can't go on the roof. Did the skip button come back? I want to go. I want to see. I want to go back around and see if the skip button came back. I've basically skipped so far to the future that I've effectively. Yeah, I can't skip any further. Oh crap! Did I? Well, we went into a desert and we died. Okay then. Cool. I thought there was an ending for if he stayed here. But I don't want to.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Sure. New content? Sure.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I mean, how can I not notice your sign? It's literally freaking neon.
been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh no.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Are they actually developing a sequel to this? Because
calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything
I might say that's his as game development is much. That's okay. New features. Okay. I mean, I'm kind of just winging it where I'm going now because I don't know where I'm going. Oh, this is cool.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Hear your name in the game. Now, my name is Stanley.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience.
I've never really been called Jim,
just
but
play along. I promise
sure.
you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Sure.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Also true.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Probably.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you! Do it again! Do it again!
Sure.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Don't put my button away. I'm my own button. Well, I've never really called Jim, but I guess for that instance I was Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
How would you control that, though?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
The infinity hole. It won't end. Oh boy. I kind of want to go to the infinity hole. I kind of want to go to the infinity hole. But I also want the new easy achievement. So let's do this. This seems like a bad idea.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Uh-huh. I don't believe you.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley.
Uh-huh.
I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel, to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Darn. I tried.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Oh, this is the jump circle again.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Oops.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece.
Hey, Keely. I'm trying to jump in the jump circle, and it's not working, because I have no jumps left. And now we're going to go into the infinite hole. It won't end. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens in the infinite hole. Also, happy Friday. Oh god. Oh god, it's actually a fucking distant times. Oh god. Should I do this? I don't know if I should do this. It just keeps going. Part of me is like scared to do this now. To go into the infinite hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling.
Uh-huh.
You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for
I don't know if I want to do this. But I've made it here to this point, so I might as well, right? I can't go around the infinite hole. I guess there's no other option. Let's go in the infinite hole. Whee!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
Whee!
Now, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
But is it truly infinite?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Yeah, but I want to see if the hole's truly infinite. Fine.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Yay! I went in the infinite hole again.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you.
But the infinite hole! I wanted to see if it was truly infinite.
I'd like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about...
Oh.
Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole.
Hey, I was promised an infinite hole.
Yes, I know. I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever?
I
The
mean...
hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
Uh-huh.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. We just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite.
Mostly infinite.
For you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Fine. Well, the infinite hole was not infinite. The mostly infinite hole. Sure. That's not how that works. The mostly infinite hole, it would not be, it would just be called a hole at that point. Hole entrance infinity. Infinite hole chart. Do you really need a chart for an infinite hole? I mean, probably, but we don't. What else is there? That's it. Oh, collectibles. Can you find them? Collect them all. Sure. Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now
Are we?
it's a real video
Are we in
game.
space?
In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Of course there wouldn't be.
Want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up? You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Wow. Whoa, what the hell? This is like a fucking Dark Souls entity. Yay, I got one. I think I wanted to do that. I don't know if I...
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Uh-huh. Exit? Where's the exit? Up here? Yeah, this is the exit. Let's get out of here. Also, what are these psychological pictures?
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the bucket, okay?
Where is the bucket?
All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
B2. Oh, there it is. And merch as well. I saw the new content. The reassurance bucket. Okay.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Well, why is that a bucket?
Anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind.
I mean, I guess why wouldn't it be a bucket, but...
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Uh-huh.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
I don't think so.
It's a much more convenient
It's a bucket
than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Sure.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing.
Well, I have a bucket now.
Must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Uh-huh.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, there we go. There's the door. Well, now we have a bucket. I guess we go to the exit now.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
I mean, it should be, yes. There's probably reasons why it isn't. Mainly because it's a bucket, I don't think anyone would care. Now can I escape? Because I kind of want out of here so I can wrap up for today. Well, this is the only way I can go.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
No.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, gosh.
Who am I kidding, Stanley?
I mean, that looks cool.
This isn't a coherent
like the
video
epilogue
game
coming
at all.
out for
It's a lot
there.
of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Well, the game reset. Sure. Maybe I should have picked. Maybe we should have picked settings.
This is the story.
Oh, it actually totally reset.
Stanley worked.
Yeah, it actually totally reset.
Where he was
Okay.
Number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
So literally the sequel is like the original, basically 100% the original.
To push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Sure.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would...
Oh, it has changed.
Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
So is everyone just the same and it's just two?
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I feel it's 100% the same. I kind of don't want to move just in case something absolutely goes wrong here.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh. Just reset it. It just reset it.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
I just want to check that. Oh, there's the bucket.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it? Stanley picked up the bucket.
Sure. Oh, this is okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No, this ain't going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Good bucket.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I'm now listening to a bucket instead of the narrator. I don't know what's going on in my life.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I mean, it isn't a dark room. Oh, this dark room. Sure.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together. Oh, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders?
Yes.
I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch.
There probably is.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Right here. Let's
Go for it. Oh, God.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
I don't think this is accurate.
With one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body.
I 100% think this is not correct.
For good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time.
I don't think this is right.
Steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
I'm Dunny with the funny.
I'm Dunny with the funny now.
No. I'm not doing that.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Taking hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long.
I feel that's not correct.
Several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all.
I feel that's not correct.
Stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threatened our...
Why are there 12-legged invaders?
Likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles.
Why are there 12-legged invaders? Is this Mars attacks now?
Children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
For the glory of mankind?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Sure. Oh, darn it.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me.
Notice these fences are here now to stop me jumping across.
Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now? Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke? The bucket spoke? Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
I still have this bucket with me. I kind of maybe shouldn't have picked up the bucket now that I've been on it, but...
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I
Well,
must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake.
I mean, I went through the wrong door anyway,
I don't
so...
deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp.
Oh, now I feel bad.
I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of...
Fine, I'll obey you.
On the left.
I'll obey you.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading
Really?
back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video?
No.
This is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Uh-oh.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame.
Please stop. Please stop.
Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket?
I don't know.
Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it wear a guitar.
I hate this.
No.
I actually hate it. I'm laughing, but I hate it.
With the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes.
Uh-huh.
I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instruction.
I feel that's not going to help. I was like, oh fine, I'll go the right way then. And you're like, no, you're not supposed to go the right way. And I'm like, oh really? Okay, right, okay. Well, I feel with that ending, I think we'll wrap up. Oh gosh. So as I said, this was going to be my last stream for 2 weeks because I'm taking my summer break to sort my head out and come back bigger and stronger and better and stuff. So when we come back, well, first off, I will be back on the 18th of July, and we'll be resuming, I should say, our Final Fantasy series Lifeline with Final Fantasy 13 for the PS3. So that's going to be exciting. So yeah, I'm going to send you guys off to Akira because he's actually streaming at this time. He normally doesn't stream at this time, so I can actually raid him and send you guys to him. He's playing through Final Fantasy 6 right now, and I'll see you guys on the 18th. Let me spell his name correctly. What a weird and unique game. And I'll see you folks soon. Bye.